All right, everybody, thank you for returning. To start off the second half of our evening, we want to present the Fletcher Richmond Award, which goes to a CU student. To help us present that award is the Assistant Dean at the College of Engineering, Doug Smith.
Thanks, Andy. 2 years ago, we had an extraordinary student come through our classes at the Engineering Center, and he spread the gospel of entrepreneurship all across campus. He started up 4 businesses while he was an undergraduate. One of those was Spark Boulder, which is thriving and growing as a collaboratory up on the Hill. Along with that, he joined with Ashley Tillman and me, and we co-founded Catalyze CU Boulder, our cross-campus accelerator. Fletcher Richmond left an indelible footprint on campus and has continued to grow in the entrepreneurship community. He's already had a couple of jobs at Pivot Desk and Galvanize, and I'm not sure where he's going next. Not that he's leaving Galvanize, guys. No. Because of the immense wake that Fletcher left as he went through our campus, we had to name an award in his behalf. And so we have the Fletcher Richmond Award for Outstanding Entrepreneurship as a student here on campus. This year's award goes to Jeff Hoppenbeck. Jeff, if you'd come forward and receive the award. Jeff has had an extraordinary presence on campus the last 2 years. He's graduating as an MBA from the Lee School of Business. But along the way, he has had 1 year of investment in the Blackstone Entrepreneurs Network and building that up and launching it with the grant we had from the Blackstone Group. He's also been co-MD for the Deming Center Venture Fund. This is a fund where we invest $25,000 per throw at new ventures that are established here on campus and around the community, in which we now have some $300,000 invested. In addition to that, not only did he help manage that group of 12 JDs, MBAs, and engineering students, but along the way, he also helped us raise another $50,000. We had a donor come in and say, Jeff, I'd like to give, and he said, could you up that a bit? And then once he asked him to up that a bit, he said, well, the donor said, well, if you can match it, I'll double it. So with that, we ended up with $50,000 gift from this donor and others in about a month before the end of the calendar year last year. That wasn't enough. So Jeff also said, we've got to create a vision for where we're going with the Deming Center Fund. And along the way, he created a brochure, a vision, and now we have a way going forward that we can see raising $2 million for the Deming Center Venture Fund, in which we will invest in future businesses that rise from not only the university and the campus, but also the community, and a place for us to actually have some skin in the game when these businesses come forward. So Jeff, for the extraordinary leadership you've had, the impact you've had on us these last 2 years, we thank you and award you the Fletcher Richmond Award.
All right, thank you very much, Doug. All right, the next team up is Hive Tech Solutions, and to help introduce Hive Tech is Sue Heilbronner.
I love to be called. That's so cute. Okay, guys, that's awesome. How many of you guys have had one piece of fruit or one serving of vegetables today? Raise your hand, come on. All right, the rest of you are on Jason's pizza and beer diet, obviously. Great, cool. So here's the thing. We're rolling into summer, the best season for fruit and vegetables, and I'm sure you guys know, and you think about it every day, that the secret to those delights is, of course, bees. And you've probably been reading for the last 5 to 10 years that bees are declining all over the world. So you'll be super psyched to hear from our next team because they're using science and technology to resuscitate the bee population all over the world. So I am lucky enough to be a mentor, board member, and investor in 3 companies that have come through the astonishing entrepreneurial programs here at the University of Colorado, a school that I now proudly regard as my true academic home. We've got 5 more to watch tonight, and the next one is Hive Tech. Please welcome Chelsea.
I love her.
What's her background?
I just know who it is. Thank you so much for that great introduction, Sue, and thanks so much for your support of us and the NVC. So Sue gave us a great introduction. Just as she said, honeybees provide 1/3 of our diet. Some of the most nutritious foods come to our table thanks to honeybee pollination. But honeybees are facing devastating declines. Beekeepers in the US are reporting 40 to 90% losses each year. Even President Obama has set out a call to action to decrease these losses to 15% simply to stabilize our food supply. But beekeeping is low tech. Beekeepers must go through each colony individually, and in between these inspections, colonies can actually die. I've had colonies collapse, and I only keep 10 of them. One of our industry partners, Baker's Bees, has over 500 colonies that he must inspect by himself. This is also a very fragmented market. A bee broker actually arranges the 9,000-mile pollination loop throughout the country, and during this time, beekeepers and growers have no way to monitor their hives. So with decreasing supply and increasing demand, growers are paying more each year without any guarantee of honeybee health.
And the size of this honeybee market globally is over $200 billion, split between honey production and pollination services. We're introducing a transformative technology to jumpstart the creation of a new market structured around a healthy ecosystem. We're leveraging advances in IoT technology, building science, and biology to create a network of smart hives. Our smart hive seamlessly connects beekeepers to their bees so that keepers can know when and how to help their colonies. Growers can know the health of their bees and reduce their operational costs. We make beekeeping easier and more accessible, so at some point, growers can vertically integrate all pollination services into their operations. Our online platform connects beekeepers and growers directly, eliminating brokerage fees. Our revenue stream has 2 channels: hard goods, selling hives with integrated sensors and retrofit options for existing hives, and subscription software services. This combination of hard goods and subscription services creates a lifelong customer with continuous interaction. We're first focusing on the US market. Currently, there's over 3 million hives in circulation between growers and beekeepers, valued at over $20 billion. The value that we bring to this market for beekeepers is we reduce population losses and increase honey production. For growers, we minimize their risk and we cut their operational costs by up to 15%. And here's how we do it.
We know that when hive temperature increases, there's a problem. So our system measures hive temperature every 5 minutes. We also know that when the weight of the hive drops, bees need food. So our system provides these insights and more to beekeepers, saving them time and money. And our software for growers sends reports on the health of the bees they rent and helps them manage large populations of honeybees. But we're not alone in this smart hive market. There are other players trying to solve the same problem that we are. But the difference lies in the expanse of our vision. We're not just creating smart hives. We're creating a structure in the market that's tied to measurable improvements in honeybee health. And starting in May 2016, our website will stream real-time data from 18 hives here on CU's campus, 6 hives in Growing Gardens in North Boulder, and 8 hives in Texas. And in November, we're going to beta test our product with one of our commercial partners. And we have a great team filled with talent and expertise. I'm Justin Bellucci. I'm a faculty here at CU. I'm a building science engineer. This is Kim Drennan. She's also faculty here at CU. She's an architect who specializes in sustainable housing design. And Peggy is an MBA here at CU. She's our business developer. And Chelsea just received her PhD from Evolutionary Biology Department, and she's our honeybee biologist. We are Hive Tech Solutions, saving honeybees one bit at a time. Thank you.
We're gonna have a good discussion.
Guys, on your mentor team, do you have anyone that has SaaS expertise, since you've got it's software as a service, right, on the platform?
Yeah, so we have Burl Ansbury, who's also been doing subscription software, particular to agricultural use.
Okay, great, thank you.
Can you give me an idea how much this box cost you to make and how much, you had a matrix said we're cheaper than everybody else. Can you give me an idea what's everybody else charging, what are you charging, and what's that costing you to produce right now?
So for us to produce this right now, it's about $100. We're looking at declines in IoT technology to bring it down to $80 in about a year. We're looking at a market price of $150.
And how does that compare to just a regular Hive?
That Hive, without all the technology, is about $30.
But what about the competitor? You had a competitor thing and said so there's some competitors that do
Right.
similar things, but it was expensive. Define expensive compared to you.
$760 for their unit. That's not quite as fully equipped as ours.
So are you the cheapest on the market, or will be the cheapest on the
We
market?
will be,
Okay, by a long shot?
by about 40%.
Okay.
And is it clear that based on your research and using these hives that you can actually save the bees?
Oh, I have a mic. Great question. So we are looking to correlate the data that we're collecting with bee behavior. So as Justin mentioned, honeybees, when they're diseased, they actually increase their temperature, almost like a fever, just like we do. So we know when temperature goes up that they could be diseased. So it's just a small example of many things that we're measuring, like humidity, to let us know what's going on.
So let's go back to the competitors. How can you be so much cheaper? I assume these other folks are bigger, better funded, been around longer. What's your advantage?
Yeah, their technology came out about 2 years ago. So we've seen a huge decline in the price of sensors and the electronics that we're using.
And what are you going to be charging for that software package? Is that a monthly or annual fee?
What we've priced right now that we think the market can bear is annually at $2,500 for growers. For backyard beekeepers, which is another subset of our market, we're looking at an annual rate of about $150.
How do you get to the customer? How many customers are there actually out there?
Right, so in the commercial
Number-wise,
business,
not total addressable market, you addressed that, but how many human beings are you going to have to touch to really penetrate the market?
so to completely cover the commercial beekeeping market, there's 5,761 commercial operations. Backyard beekeepers, 125,000. Growers, who knows?
Are there bees in that box?
Are we going to win? That's the question.
Let's see, how are we doing?
Sorry. Question?
One way to find out.
How hard is it if somebody is already using the competitor's box and stuff? Obviously, I'm a beekeeper. How hard is it for them to then say, ooh, I'm ready to switch, and for them to switch over to your box?
Well, I think in conjunction with the software package and the brokerage service, I think it's a very attractive switch. If you're looking for dollars, I'm not totally sure. I think
We actually have we have a retrofit option. That's essentially, this is a whole new unit. We have a retrofit option that you'll be able to drop in, kind of a tray
Okay.
to any existing hive.
And what will that cost?
we're looking at about $45 right now.
Okay.
How much money are you going to need to raise to really, really go forward here?
That's a great question. We haven't really fully vetted that yet. What we're looking at is optimizing over this first quarter or this until the next quarter of bees come in, and then deploying about 25 hives in a commercial setting in the next season of bees, which is a little different than a financial one. And then going to market that following year, 2018.
We've received about $80,000 in funding from CU. We've also applied to USDA SBIR grants.
Are you going to offer any guarantees? I got a couple backyard hives, and so, I'm like, if I'm going to make this kind of investment, I want my bees to...
For you, yes.
I will come over personally if
The
if they die.
guarantee and the honey...
Absolutely.
Can I come over?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You guys are all welcome. Come on. Super fun.
Oh my God.
All right.
Good job.
Good job.
A bee?
And we have... So we have...
All right. Thank you, Hive Tech Solutions. Up next is Sing It Forward. And to introduce Sing It Forward, we have Jeff Nitch.
Great.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Nitch, and I'm the director of the Entrepreneurship Center for Music over in the College of Music here at CU. I like to say that we are the scrappy underdogs of the New Venture Challenge, and that's because our students are busy learning how to sing and play their instruments and act and dance, and most of them don't even know what the word entrepreneur means, much less think of themselves as a potential entrepreneur. But we are slowly building a cohort of student entrepreneurs, all of whom I'm incredibly proud of. And I'm also proud of this campus for the inclusive vision that we collectively have about entrepreneurship and to really take that to every corner of the campus. I'm very, very proud to be a part of that. And I think it's something that makes us here at CU very special and truly an entrepreneurial campus. So a couple years ago, my student Brooke Murray heard about this place called Rosa's Fresh Pizza in Philadelphia, where they encourage customers to buy a second slice of pizza and pay that forward in order to help feed homeless people in their community. And when Brooke heard about this idea, the entrepreneurial light went on in her head, and she said, well, why can't I adapt that to the musical setting? If we can pay pizza forward to feed homeless people, why can't we sing it forward with voice lessons for underserved and underprivileged youth? And that's where we are today. Brooke is a senior in vocal performance in the College of Music. She was a finalist in the Women's Entrepreneurship Competition. She is the Performing Arts Track Finals champion, and she is here tonight to sing it forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff, for a great introduction. Like you said, my name is Brooke Murray. Now I just have a question. How many of you have been positively impacted by music at some point in your life? All of you. I know I definitely have. When I was 6 years old, I was attacked by a dog. I had to go through multiple surgeries, and my life was put on a hold. I couldn't go back to school. When I finally did get to go back to school, I was being bullied, and my academics suffered. But then I got involved with my school's choir, and I got to take voice lessons. And my teacher changed my life. She gave me back my confidence that I had lost, and this went over into all parts of my schooling. My academics went up, my grades got better, and I actually wanted to go to school again. So I thought, why not do this and give that to all students? But right now, throughout the United States, music education programs are being cut from schools because of budget cuts. In the Denver public schools alone, we're facing $21 million in budget cuts. This is leaving students without that valuable music education. This is really doing a disservice, especially to our low-income students, because they might not have the resources to get voice education or any type of music education outside of school. Music education has been proven to increase all areas of academic performance. As shown here from Kepner Middle School, which is in our target market, students who are arts proficient, meaning they know music or are an artist of some sort, typically score higher in math, reading, and writing. Not to mention all the other skills you get, time management, increased focus, language skills. I could probably go on for 50,000 minutes about all the things that you can get from music, but there's just not there. And there seems to be this economic gap between music. Music is often thought of something for only the elite, and that's just wrong. I believe that everyone has the fundamental right to learn music. It's something that's universal. That's where Sing It Forward comes in. Sing It Forward is a nonprofit voice studio where we aim to provide quality professional voice lessons to students of high and low income. Through this, we want to bridge that economic gap and say that it doesn't matter what your economic situation is, you can learn how to sing. At Sing It Forward, students are going to be getting a really well-rounded education. They're going to be learning music theory, oral skills, and technique. If you're not a musician, you don't know what that means, you're going to be a good musician if you're learning that. They're also going to be getting a cultural education. You're going to be learning how to sing in different languages and singing pieces from different time periods. This is all just contributing to that youth development and increased academic performance. I want you to think about that one student, the one that's maybe struggling in class, goofing off a little bit. His parents work long hours, can't help him with homework, but you know he likes music. He comes to Sing It Forward. He's paired with an amazing teacher who's there to support him and believe in him. That belief and newfound self-confidence goes over to his academics, and he finds that he enjoys school and he enjoys learning. That's what we want to do for every student that steps through the doors of Sing It Forward. We have a pretty simple business model. It's going to be $55 for one full price lesson. Within that, $40 goes to the teacher, $10 goes to a pool to fund for low-income lessons, and $5 go to administrative costs. Built into this model, for every 4 full-price lessons we can provide 1 low-income student with lessons, which is truly amazing. And then adding on that pay-it-forward option on top of that allows us to reach even more low-income students, because you can choose to pay for a lesson, a week of lessons, or a month or a year of lessons to help expand our reach. We will also be having a partnership with Denver Public Schools, which really help eliminate some of our costs, as well. It makes it more easily accessible for students, as they will give us a venue and equipment. Here we just want to show the growth of that pool of low income. We will be a nonprofit, so we will be getting even more outside funding, such as grants and other donations, so that we'll be able to expand and reach even more students. As shown through here. First, we're going to start off with just me teaching. I can sing, I love teaching, we're good to go. By year 2, I want to add on another teacher and have that pay it forward start working in. That will allow us to reach even more students. By year 4, when we're a nonprofit and we have the grants, we're going to be able to reach even more students and provide even more lessons, and where that's almost a 1-to-1 ratio of the amount of low-income lessons we can provide. I've already talked to many people within the target market of Denver, and the teachers are really on board with it. They want to set up partnerships with Sing It Forward and believe that this is something their community needs. I'm truly passionate about this. I'm a product of what music education can do, and I want to be able to bring that to students in the Denver metro area, and I truly believe that music can change lives. So by that, I invite you to empower students, enrich their lives, and sing it forward. Thank you so much.
A quick question. You're going to be a nonprofit organization. It looked like that was coming down the road. Why not become a nonprofit immediately so you can help your fundraising?
Yeah, the idea behind that was to have a proven track record when we apply for nonprofit status and get those grants, so that we can come to the table with a little bit more of proven, this is what we can do. But definitely, if we can go from the get-go being a nonprofit, that's something I would definitely want to do. It just in the initial development, I wanted to have the track record behind it.
Kester, you know how hard it is to become a nonprofit? You ever set up one
Oh,
like that?
happy to help you guys if you want to do it.
There we go.
There we go.
So you now have a lawyer who's going to help you become a nonprofit right away.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we need. Thank you.
Nice job. How do your lesson hourly rates compare to standard rates?
Yeah.
The 55, is that the going rate for?
Yeah. Voice lessons, given that it's kind of not a very monitored industry in music education things, voice lessons range from anywhere from $40 an hour to $150 depending on experience. So 55 is right in the middle, and given that I do have a Bachelor of Arts in vocal performance, and I have taught before, I do have that experience behind me, and all the teachers that we will hire on are most likely going to be teachers that are teaching within our target market, so they already have the teaching experience. But yeah, it's that $55 is right in the middle, one of the middle. It's actually cheaper than what I paid for my voice lessons, so I'm discounting for what I did. So,
What styles can you teach? Are you proficient?
yeah, I'm proficient in classical and musical theater, and under the realm of classical, we have different folk songs, art pieces, different songs in different languages. I studied abroad in Italy, so my Italian opera is definitely on par if you ever want to learn that. But I also languages. I've also taught languages such as German and French to be able to sing, and musical theater is what I first fell in love with. So I can teach a little bit of everything.
And are you okay if your demographic says I want to do Taylor Swift?
Yes. Actually,
Impressed I know who Taylor Swift is?
there you go. You know. I have to, in the growing age of The Voice and American Idol, that's definitely a thing. I know I have a student that I've been teaching back home. I'm from Basalt, Colorado, and I've been working with her, and that's, of course, the first thing she wants to whip out, and we've been able to make it work. The biggest thing is teaching them how to sing those things without damaging their voice, such as trying to mimic the Britney Spears, and just giving them the confidence to be able to do that and sing it. So I'm comfortable teaching them jazz to opera to rock and roll.
Do you think approaching existing teachers that are out in the market and saying, hey, will you be willing to either raise your rates or contribute $10 of your fees towards my nonprofit to help pay for voice lessons for low-income students something you've already thought of?
Yeah, definitely. Given that the way usually private voice teachers work is they teach out of their home and they have them. So what we'd be offering is you don't have to change anything that you're doing. You bring in the students that you already have and you have this venue. And on top of that, we will offer you the whole new studio, which has a lot more reach for you to get more students, as well as we are looking into having an online booking software so that teachers would be able to set up their schedule and that students could go on and schedule their time. That would also make it a lot easier for teachers than having to do what I did with my voice teacher, which is lots of emails and texting and trying to figure out everything, and kind of having it as a one base everybody can kind of find out there, and looking to expand as that as a kind of another incentive to come and teach for Sing It Forward.
Do you want us to include that in our decision making as judges, that that's coming down the pike, that scheduling software?
Yeah, I would. We're looking into how we're really doing that. We're still in the beginning stages, but we know that it's something very possible, kind of have a prototype through using online creators. So to look into actually like designing the website and everything is what we're still doing, but we know it's actually very possible. And that there's also a possibility of a way to pay on that. So you can pay for your month of lessons on this booking software. So it's definitely something that's coming down the line right now, still in the figuring out ins and outs of it.
Is this what you want to do full-time when you graduate?
It is, eventually. I love music. Eventually, with Sing It Forward, I want to be more of the runner of all of it, doing the administrative thing and pairing students with it. I do love teaching, but I really would love to expand and be able to do things like working with workshops and creating a choir within Sing It Forward and expanding this throughout. But you know, still senior. Weird that I'm graduating in a month, but this is definitely something that I'm passionate about, and I truly believe that this can change lives. So definitely would love to be able to do that if I
Can I
have the
just ask you
opportunity.
one question, Brooke? How much time have you spent in these neighborhoods with the disadvantaged youth? Because I know some time that I've spent in some of these neighborhoods, a lot of them don't have internet access.
Yeah. So I'm I'm trying to get more out into there. I'm hoping with my graduation and having more free time, I can get more in there. Talking to the teachers, they seem like they're really on board with it, and a lot of students do want to have that opportunity, but with the booking and things like that, that's where we're kind of getting that into a little bit of snafu. So I'm wanting to get more into there and kind of my next step is to hopefully go into these high schools and these middle schools and be able to like outreach to the students and talk to them about what they want and kind of get more of the specific students' feedback. Right now I have the teachers, so next step is to talk to them one-on-one.
Thanks, Brooke.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sing It Forward. Our final team tonight is Grownetics, and to introduce Grownetics is Nick Easley.
Super. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Nick Easley, CEO of Comprehensive Cannabis Consulting. Been in the cannabis industry nationwide with 4 companies for the last 10 years. Many of you are familiar with the cannabis industry, being here in Colorado. You know, in its second year of adult use sales, garnished $996 million in direct revenue. So as you can see, it's a new industry, but with a $50 billion black market, and with over 70 clients around the nation, we see a myriad of problems. And this is a very nascent industry that's it's like a toddler learning how to crawl. So the problems you've heard about, pesticide recalls, public health and human safety violations, diversion, all of these problems, my firm creates solutions for this industry. So when I met Eli Duffy in Grownetics last year, I remember I went home and I called my CDO, he's out in Silicon Valley, been there for 30 years, and I said, hey, Skip, I just met these guys and they're in their garage and they're making this thing called a computer. And I think it's really going to be insightful and impactful for our industry, because I know that as it goes from this small indoor industry to large-scale industrial agriculture, which this will be an international industry, that this software, this solution, and this team have come up with a service that will solve over half of the problems that all of my clients face. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the Steve Jobs of cannabis, Eli Duffy of Grownetics.
Grateful Dead.
Wow, Nick, thank you for the very, very kind words. We're Grownetics, and we're the future of grow intelligence. We create integrated software and hardware tools for optimized cultivation. My name's Eli, and I'm co-founder and CEO, but I'm also a grower. And as a grower, I recognized a tremendous amount of inefficiencies in my own garden and those I visited. Number one was a lack of data. Number two was a lack of analytics. And because there was no data and analytics, growers were making decisions based off of intuition and not the scientific method. Finally, there was a tremendous amount of wasted time and resources. We optimize cost, we optimize energy usage, and we optimize overall quality and yield. So how are we doing so far? We currently have $156,000 in sales. We're tracking 9 different sensor inputs essential for agricultural efficiencies and have the ability to track much more. And in our first month alone, we generated over 10 million data points from our sensor network. So how are we doing this? Our interactive mapping system allows growers to see their garden visually rather than simply data points on an Excel sheet. Think the SimCity game for your grow. Our innovative sensing and automation platform allows growers to track things essential for their plant's health, as well as add water or nutrients simply with the touch of a button. And by aggregating data from some of the world's best growers, we can improve gardens today. And by implementing that same data into our machine learning optimization algorithms, we can improve botany well into the future. Here is our software dashboard. And in those purple boxes are our zones. When a grower clicks on his or her zone, they get a plant-by-plant view of their garden, similar to the game SimCity. Up top is our metric system. We show growers real-time how much money they've saved, how much they've cut their energy usage, and how much they've cut their resources based on using Grownetics, similar to the popular thermostat system, Nest. Here is our automation hub, what we call our middleware. Our middleware allows our hardware to communicate with our software. In that green circle, you see some red lights. Every time one of those red lights comes on, we're getting data from one of our sensors. And things most growers check once a day or once a week, we check every 5 seconds. So how do we differ from our competition? Our competition pulls data from existing sensors and shows growers how to improve their process. We use that exact same data to automate the garden itself. It's the difference between your cell phone telling you your driving habits and how to improve and a self-driving car. We have all A players on this team. We have myself as the CEO. We have Vince, who spent 6 years in China developing and sourcing hardware and launched a home automation gateway in just 3 months. And we have Nick, who's been programming since the 4th grade and had his first paying client by grade 6. We're very lucky to have him. We have George DeRiso as an advisor. George is a CU professor of entrepreneurship with private equity experience and was one of the early employees at Apple Computer. We also have Jim Ott, who's been a botanist for decades in big agriculture and was on the international management team of Syngenta. Because of our experienced and talented team, our proprietary and advanced technologies, and our already proven traction in sales, we believe this is an incredible deal, one with a tremendous amount of upside.
So in your literature, you said that typical growers got about 10,000 square feet.
So I don't mean to cut you off, Jason. That's what we initially thought. What we're seeing is much larger grows coming to us. So most of the grows we have now in our leads are at least 40,000 square feet, and we do have some that would be over $1 million for one deal. So
all right,
so
let me take me through that. So you originally thought about 10,000, and here it said it would cost them about $120,000 a year if they had a 10,000 square foot farm.
Correct.
You've got 156,000 in sales. So how many customers are you giving like reduced pricing as you're getting going? It's the numbers aren't lining up for me.
Right. So that pricing model we haven't enlisted yet, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Our first customer, there was no partnership. It was a $120,000 sale. We are an enterprise company, B2B, and those numbers, what we did for them are online. We dropped their costs by 60%. So that's our first sale.
Okay, so one sale, just one off, 120, dropped by 60%. Got it.
60%. The second sale we've closed is a $36,000 sale. It's with 2 R&D PhD researchers who've gotten funding before, and this is an R&D partnership, and we have exclusive integration rights for all these deals. Now, we have more in the pipeline. We're only a year old, but hopefully I'll have some more for you later, Jason.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? Are your target customers men or women?
So they are B2B commercial grows. So if that is a female grower, we're happy. We'd love to do business with them. And if it's a male grower, the same thing.
So my question says, thank you. My question says, from my notice, you have 7 people on your leadership team, and they're all men, apparently fairly non-diverse.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about expanding that leadership team to better serve your target market?
So yes, and actually not only have we thought of it, I'm actually, believe it or not, I know it may seem, I'm just saying it, I've sent out emails to females I know, entrepreneurs, and we are trying. The reason why we don't have too many, we don't have such a diverse team, and this isn't a great reason, is we've hired all developers, and as most people know, it's very hard sometimes to get a female to join the team with the demand in the market. But if anyone knows a female with machine learning experience or any developer, you almost have a job, pretty much. So.
Great, thank you.
Could you utilize this product for other growing, for plants, gardens, agriculture in general? And is that something that you guys are interested in? I'm glad you guys are focusing on one area first. But I guess I see a much bigger market and much bigger legal market in other areas.
Yes, so that is our target market. We consider ourselves as an agricultural technology company, but being in Colorado, most of the inbound sales have been from cannabis grows. We have had food grows that are interested in Virginia and that sort, but being a small team, we didn't want to misallocate our resources and go and do that. But we plan to have a beta in a food grow in year 1. And eventually what we want to do is license out these machine learning optimization algorithms and artificial intelligence to a multitude of industries.
So competition, talk to us. There's, I've seen some other folks claim they're doing similar things. What do you know that's out there?
Yes. So Vince, if you want to go to the competition side, please. So if you see AgriList out there, they just won TechCrunch Battlefield, the big technology competition. I've spoken to Allison, their CEO. We strongly believe our technology is better from the conversations and from our own tech. And I'll tell you why. What they're saying is they can pull data from the sensors and kind of show analytics. We actually control the sensors. So we are about a generation ahead, and we're working out of Boomtown now. We are very proud of our technology. Now, on the automation end, there are some older agricultural companies, but they don't do the data collection and the analyzation and optimization that we do. So we're a great hybrid of a full solution where we pull in the hardware data and control the sensors, but at the same time, we offer our customers a software solution.
What are you projecting for sales for this year?
So we plan to do over $1 million this year, and we're looking like we're on pace to hit or exceed that.
And do you have any, what's that cost you?
So typically for a grow, for the hardware cost, right now it's $60,000, and that would make us $120,000 in year 1. Now, we're going to drop these costs. As Vince, he used to live in China. When we go to China, it'll be about $40,000 per grow. But currently, $60,000 for grow. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and our contract started a year, so we'll make double that.
What's your fundraising strategy? There's a lot of investors that can't invest in something that's in this area? What's your fundraising strategy?
So this is one part of our strategy, this pitch. I hope it helps.
I got that.
Awesome. Yeah. So the best way to fundraise is sales. So we have offered these really big grows, instead of a subscription model, a reduced rate to give their cash up front. That would actually help get capital in. But just for investor strategy, I guess the normal things, talking to people, telling them how passionate we are, our idea and our vision. And in terms of the space we're in, we technically don't touch the cannabis plant, and our corporation is in Delaware, and we do have FDIC banking. So we have great legal counsel, and we're trying to play this very smart and straight, but we are looking to take
You have a good lawyer. Your lawyer trained you well. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you for your
time. All right, thank you, Team Grownetics. At this point in time, we'll ask the judges to step into the deliberation chambers. While they do so, let's give another round of applause for all of the teams who have pitched tonight. All right, now while the judges are deliberating, we have our annual NVC Awards. Our first award we want to present next is the Mentor of the Year Award, and to help us present that is Molly Markley. Molly was the R&D track leader for the NVC. It's all good, keep it going. And is also works with the Tech Transfer Office at CU Boulder. Help me welcome Molly.
Thanks, Andy, for that introduction. So as Andy said, I'm Molly Markley. I'm a licensing manager here with the Technology Transfer Office. And I was also leading along with my co-track lead, Luke Navilliate. Sorry, I just messed up your name, Luke. I'm sorry. But we've led the NVC R&D track this year. And it's my pleasure to introduce this year's Mentor of the Year Award. So as many of you know, and as Brad and Andy have highlighted throughout this evening, the mentors of the NVC are such an essential component to the success of the participating teams, and we really couldn't put on this NVC without you guys. The mentors draw upon their own diverse experiences and provide valuable guidance and insight to the teams as they proceed in launching their own new ventures. So the Mentor of the Year Award in particular recognizes a mentor who has gone above and beyond in mentoring an NVC team. The mentor selected for Mentor of the Year demonstrates a high attentiveness to the team, they contribute meaningful advice and direction, and they're actively engaged with the team as they navigate through the various struggles of entrepreneurship. The mentor selected as mentor of the role plays a critical role in helping the teams evaluate and make difficult decisions, and in facilitating the personal growth of the team and the individual mentees as well. This year's Mentor of the Year Award goes to Peter Kavari. Peter, if you could come up here, please. So in Peter's first year as an NVC mentor, he really jumped in with an unprecedented level of enthusiasm. As mentor to the off-the-wall language team, Peter has shown a strong commitment to their success and their personal growth. He relied on his own extensive product design experience to encourage the team to think expansively about their own product, and he helped them see opportunities that they otherwise might have missed. Peter also made himself available to his mentees at all times, and he was always flexible in finding ways to meet with the team. He assisted the mentees in understanding their own team dynamics, and he helped them evaluate how they could collaborate more efficiently and effectively. Peter's responsiveness and his concern for the urgent mentee issues are reflective of his belief not only in the off-the-wall language team, but also in the overall NVC program. As one mentee put it, the force of his energy and the personal investment in our success were very encouraging from the first day that we talked to him. He made it a point that if he could do anything for us, he would, and he really did. So please help me in congratulating Peter Kavari as the Mentor of the Year.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Just a quick comment. Multiply this by 2, and the other mentor on the team for Off the Wall, Keith Monton, deserves the other half of the credit too.
All right, thank you, Peter. Thank you, Molly. All right, so our next award to be presented is the Frank Moyes Award, which does go to a faculty or staff member. To help us present that award tonight is CU Boulder's Vice Chancellor of Research, Terry Pietz.
I want to hear what kind of music you're going to play for me. It's scary. Okay, thank you. So I'm relatively new to this community. I've been here a little over 6 months, and in September, my husband and I happened to find out about this and come, and we were just unbelievably impressed with what is happening in this community. So we're really excited to be here, and I feel fortunate tonight to be able to talk about this award. So the Frank Moyes Award, as Phil already talked about in 2008, he was the one that said, let's all come together and let's create this new venture challenge, which now we can see what's come out of that. So clearly he's had a huge impact. He helped to spearhead the creation of the cross-campus entrepreneurship certificate, and it's very exciting to see what he's done. Frank is, as an individual, has really had a passion for entrepreneurship at CU and has had a unique impact on students. So this award is really in that vein. And the idea is to help catalyze entrepreneurship around campus, which we have a lot of already. Frank is an experienced entrepreneur, he's a patron of the arts and a founding member of ECM Industry Advisory Board. Tonight we get to honor Rick Hahn. Rick, can you come forward, please? So I was particularly excited about being able to provide recognition for Rick's work because I really have a passion for education. That's part of the reason that I'm in a university. And Rick's done some pretty amazing things. He's been a professor in computer science for over a decade here at CU. And in this time, he's done a lot to cultivate and encourage new entrepreneurs in campus. And actually, we saw evidence of that with Out Loud earlier tonight. So clearly his impact is felt there. What he did is he started a startup essentials class within the Department of Computer Science. So I think what he did is he was an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur within computer science and got this started. And the idea was to teach CS students the skills needed to take their love of technology and direct that in ways to lead a new business for new business ideas and companies. From that class, Rick went on to promote entrepreneurship by providing entrepreneurial capstone sequence for graduating seniors. So Rick has had real success there, which we've already seen tonight, and he's partnered with the community in doing this. So please join me in recognizing Rick for his contributions.
Thank you, Lee. If you like what you saw with Out Loud, complement of 6 teams from the get that message out next week or so.
Well, sure. Thank you, Terry, and congratulations again, Rick. All right, so the next set of awards up are new this year. Super excited about them because they're all about highlighting NVC teams. And to help us introduce these awards, we have Eric Muller, who is a driving force at Deming Center for Entrepreneurship and also a professor at the business school. Eric?
Oh, all right, so let's see how I compare to Terry. Okay, I can agree with that. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric, and I'm super excited to celebrate these 3 new awards at the NVC tonight. I did notice, though, something. We're about 8 minutes ahead, so Andy, is it okay if can I wax philosophical a little bit, maybe read a little War and Peace for you guys? No, I won't do that. So the winning teams of these 3 new awards this year include an activity-based language learning company that helps both parents and children learn a new language together. A company sparking relationships that last longer than a quick swipe. I'm interested in that. Swipe, okay, longer than that, that's good. And a company with a solution to reusing or recycling polycarbonate swarf. Now, I had no idea what swarf is either. So I bet you're curious about what this is. So each team will actually have 1 minute to introduce their concept. So you and I will have a chance to learn what swarf is here shortly. So the first the first award tonight is the Collapse the Campus Award. And this award is to the best functioning team from across disciplines in the NVC. Now, this award is important because it's proven that diverse teams that really take full advantage of the resources available to them are most successful. So we wanted to make highlight a team that showed this, and this team proved this in spades. They have graduate and undergraduate members. They have members from law, the sciences, and business, and they've collaborated with the tech transfer office as well as the journalism office. One of their mentors, Bart, shared, they built a team from across campus and leveraged every ounce of resources out of what's available to them. And I connected with each one of the teams before this evening. The team shared with me, without a diverse team and leveraging CU's many resources, we would have folded before we even began. And yet today, we're gaining momentum. We're still on thin ice, but they said to me, but with the amazing help of the campus resources from our team, from professors and departments and offices across campus, they're excited to turn environmental trash into their personal treasure. So, as the winner of the Collapse the Campus Award, please help me congratulate from the R&D track, Team Revision.
How y'all doing today? Such great team so far, right? Well, my name is Colton Ray, and my business is Revision. Now, who wears glasses in the room? You don't have to raise your hands, I can already tell. But your lenses start out with this, a polycarbonate puck, if you will. The final product, for those of you wearing glasses, is literally right in front of your face. But this is what's left over. It's called polycarbonate swarf. It's a nasty combination of chemicals, including coolant and BPA, which all of us in Boulder know is really bad. 6,000 tons of this goes into landfills each year, and that threatens our environment. For scale, 12,000 of these minimum per year. So what's Revision trying to do? We've brought together people from all over the University of Colorado, including from the Material Sciences Department, to figure out what we can do with that, to the Lead School of Business, to figure out a cost-neutral way for labs to do this. By the next NVC, we'll have a product for you that uses this as a raw material, containing all of the attributes that people look for in polycarbonate. Thank you so much for giving me time, and thank you for this award.
All right, I don't know about you, but my life is more complete now that I know what swarf is. So we've got that covered. So the next award is the Newcomer of the Year Award. Now this award goes to a 6-month and younger business or team that doesn't make the final championships, but yet shows passion for entrepreneurship and a willingness to learn and grow. So it's important that we recognize these early stage companies that show this very important element of entrepreneurship, which is passion. Don't take no for an answer. And they really want to create something cool. One of their mentors, Angela, shared, I never imagined they would actually accomplish so many concrete achievements so quickly. Just since winter break, they developed their system, pilot tested it with over 100 people in a 2-week nationwide test, established their legal entity, recruited an advisory board, were accepted to catalyze CU, and drafted all of the founding documents through the Colorado Entrepreneurial Law Clinic. Whew, I'm tired just thinking about that. So they certainly have taken full advantage of the opportunities here at the NVC. And the team shared with me that this award is a celebration of being welcomed into this amazing entrepreneurial community called Boulder, Colorado. So, as the winner of the Newcomer of the Year Award, please help me congratulate from the general track, Off the Wall Language.
Thanks. So Off the Wall Language is an activity-based language learning company to help parents and children learn a new language together. From the age of 6 months, the way a parent interacts with their child affects the vocabulary at age 2.5 of that child, the IQ at age 7, and statistically, the overall degree of education that they pursue during their lifetime. At Off the Wall, we want to help parents and children become bilingual. We've developed an activity-based system that helps them do that, and we have a demo table out back in case you want to check us out. We have an incredible team of mentors, as well as a bunch of development experience in linguistics, like my co-founder Finn here, who has 10 years of product development experience at Rosetta Stone, and the former vice president of speech technology at Rosetta Stone, who just sits on our advisory board. I'd like to thank you guys for this award, and
All right, and the final award of the evening is the Rising Star Award. And this is awarded to the undergrad company making the most progress during the NVC and showed the most improvement. And this award is important because we really want to encourage the enthusiasm and innovation of our youngest group of new entrepreneurs on campus. And a mentor shared about this team, Sierra shared, from pitch night to the IT track finals, these guys have seriously hustled. You might remember from the pitch night last year, a quirky dating app presented by two guys, and this is in quotes, eek. This is what Sierra said. She goes, eek. I'm just quoting what Sierra said, just eek. Since then, the team has launched on the App Store. Holy moly, they've launched it on the App Store and have created a very intriguing business model. So the team shared with me that after that first round, we thought we were done and that it was over. The NVC was over. And they actually said this, kind of like my last high school football game. But we learned so much from the NVC and have grown more than we have ever imagined, and we're thrilled that it's not over yet because I get to pitch for another 60 seconds. So with that, please, so the winner of the Rising Star Award, please help me congratulate from the IT track, Qualify.
Eek. Oh, man. Hi, I'm Sean with Qualify, and we are the free mobile dating platform exclusively for college students at this time, exclusively for CU students at this time. And I really do want to thank the CU NVC for everything, because without them, we may still merely be but a concept. And so now we are a product, and that is awesome. So last week when I gave my pitch at the CU NVC, we had just launched to the App Store 2 days prior to that. And in those 2 days, we managed to garner over 1,000 quizzes taken on our app, which is the whole purpose of the app. So now fast forward 7 days to right now, and we have over 8,000 quizzes taken on the app, with over 1,000 matches already made. So we are connecting CU students with other CU students, and they seem to not get enough of it. AKA, we are making it happen, but we are looking for help from a mentor who's specifically been in this exact position and who knows the best and quickest way to move forward for us to help expand and catalyze our growth. Also, we are partnering with the Greek Life to throw a qualified competition here soon and looking for a little help in the fundraising process. We'll be donating all the proceeds to charity. pretty neat. And then lastly, if you do have an @colorado.edu email address in the audience, then we want you to sign up. Go Buffs!
Awesome. All right, thank you, Eric, and thank you to all of the teams. So at this point, I am now buying some time for the judges, but there is, oh my goodness, here they are. Gosh, they're on time. So we do have our decisions made. We're going to have the judges back down to make their announcements, and to help out with that is Chief Judge Jason Mendelson.
Yeah, I'm still available if anybody would like to nominate me. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the teams, we must recognize the master of disaster, the gentleman who, without which none of us would be here, my dear friend, who I would love to say something nasty and embarrassing, but I can't because I just love him that much and we owe him that much. Mr. Brad Bernthal, please come on. Come on. Come on. We have something for you. You have something. Wait. Oh. Some like Italian words that Brooke can say.
She could sing it.
She could sing it. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. All right. So when you come to an event like this, obviously it's competition, and it's about winning and celebrating entrepreneurship, and it's about the money, as our dear friends at Gronetics have reminded us a couple of times. But it's also about a launching pad. And we haven't been able to say this before. Let me remind you, folks who have been coming for a couple years here, last 3 years have produced 5 real companies. Not just experiments, real companies. Malleable, which is now called Melinda, absolute real company, doing great, yes. Winner. Varsity, which is now native, picked up like $2.5 million from the Techstars Fund, real company. Revelar, last year's winner. Might have read Boundary Group, put a big amount of money in them. All right. Agrobotics didn't even win. And if you know anything about the farming drone space, they're kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yes, I gave them a total hard time, but they're not making drones. I said, stop making drones. They stopped making drones. They're doing well. Thank you. And Beneath the Ink, which also didn't win, raised a round on Angel List of about $500,000. And I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but we're on Shark Tank. So there's 5 companies that came from the New Venture Challenge. Really? Because I can tell you the folks that sat around this table 8 years ago coming up with this, if you had told us this, we would have been like, that's pretty cool. So regardless of where you finish today, this is your launching pad. This is it. This is day 0. I know you've been working on these things a lot, but now you're public, you're big time. Please follow in these people's footsteps and do awesome things. Okay? All right. No further ado. Tonight's runners-up, which we have some checks for, are Out Loud and Sing It Forward. So please come forward. Now, Brooke, I have a little bit of a surprise for you. When I was 13, I was hit by a car, and I was in a wheelchair for a while, and I also struggled with image and friends and whatnot. Music was my salvation as well. So I would like to donate after Kester, wherever he is, over here, after he turns you into a charitable organization, I'd like to buy 100 lessons for $5,500 from you. Tonight's third place team with an award of $3,000 is the Space Research Company.
I think we can bring it.
So I never know what to do. If this was Miss America, I would just say the wrong team, or that's Miss Universe. Do you say the number 2 team so then everybody knows who the number 1 team is? Do you drag it out even longer so the suspense builds? It's a whole bunch of items. Maybe I could create an app right now. We could crowdsource it, get it back to you all in a couple hours. Good? No. All right. The first team will win $10,000. The second team will win $5,000. Tonight's winner of the New Venture Challenge is Hive Tech. Number 2. Congratulations. 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 Where are the Grown Addicts guys?
I'll let you send us off.
You send us off. All right. Look, this is, I said this the last time I was here, but I was honest then, and I am certainly honest now. This was absolutely the best year we've had. I want one more round of applause for the teams when I get done. Let's go mingle. We've got teams outside showcasing their companies, maybe future companies that will matter to us as well. Thank you all for participating, for the mentors, for the donators, for the people who have given their time, for the community. We can't do this without you. I am humbled to be here, and thank you.
That's it, everybody. Let's party.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Let me keep you guys down.